Hey, it's your boy Gabe Goldiamond, rocking the comb and the hair. And right now, I don't need these at all. They're not even attached to anything um, for my iPhone. And today, I want to talk about Mars and Cancer. Now, I was uploading a video on my iPhone, but it's taken 5,000 years to do it. So I'm just going to do record on this computer. And basically, I just want to start off with Mars. Number one is the planet of motivation. We'll just start off with motivation. So with Mars, Mars is currently in Gemini, but it's going to be moving into Cancer starting tomorrow. And so Mars is going to move from a motivation to learn and garner information and to communicate a lot to going into a more internal state. So you're more motivated to go within and maybe reflect and meditate. So Mars is a planet of action, and Cancer is more of an inward energy. So Mars is outward, Cancer is inward. So there's going to be this kind of dichotomy happening with your assertiveness and your ability to use your will to project out into the world. And it's going to kind of go backwards. Like you'll try to project your will forwards, and it'll kind of boomerang back within yourself. So you have to look within yourself. So that will be your motivation to, you'll be less motivated by the outer world and you'll be more motivated by the inner world and gaining clarity in the inner world because the inner world is what gives rise to the outer world. Now, for this may be a little frustrating for a lot of people with fire in their chart, predominantly fire in their chart, a lot of fire in their chart, because fire is the opposite element of water. Cancer is a water sign, so if you have a lot of Aries or Leo or Sagittarius in your chart, especially in your personal planets, you may experience a lot of frustration in your ability to communicate, uh, to do your Venusian thing, to your social sphere or whatever, and uh, your physical assertion and your will assertion, which is Mars. Um, and also it can mess with your sun a little bit if you have a fire and have it in a fire sign. But the the cool thing about it is everyone has to take the time to slow down and reflect. And it's so interesting because we're in the midst of a Mercury retrograde, which is ending. Oh, let me take out this comb. It's a little unsightly, don't you think? We're in the midst of a Mercury retrograde, which ends on July 20th. This Mercury starts going direct July 20th. And then, it's kind of like Mercury hands is kind of in the midst of handing off the baton to Mars. So we'll still be, we'll still have the kind of, it'll have kind of, water signs tend to have kind of still a retrograde type of effect because they're reflective in nature. And when Mercury is retrograde, it's reflective in nature. Now, with Mercury being in Cancer in retrograde, this super reflection, a lot of reflection on the past. Usually it's the past since the last Mercury in retrograde, but my personal experience has been a lot of old issues because Cancer rules the family and the home where you grew up, the past. So a lot of things may be coming up for you in uh, in your past experiences as you were growing up. Now I know I'm talking about Mercury, but it is relevant. So Mercury is basically handing off the baton to Mars. Like once the retrograde is over, Mercury is still going to be. I think it's still going to be in Cancer, uh, but Mars is going to be in Cancer as well. So you're still going to have this uber reflective quality to your physical nature and to your mental nature, and you want to use that wisely. Now for air signs, this may be a this may be a little this may slow you down a little bit. Uh, you're used to your mind working fast and you're used to thinking quickly. And Cancer isn't a thinker. Cancer is a feeler. So it may bring you into your emotions a lot more. Your thought process and your physicality will be brought more into your emotions. And so because air signs are more intellectual, so you'll be brought more into your emotions, and remembering and reflecting upon what means the most to you emotionally. Uh, Air signs tend to prioritize things based upon their intellect, and that works, and it's a very effective thing for them in their reality. However, water is screaming for attention. There are several planets. I think about four planets in Cancer right now: the Sun, Mercury, soon to be Mars tomorrow, and Jupiter. They're all in Cancer. So the water is screaming out for attention. Now, if you want to even go further, we have Neptune in Pisces, which is another water sign, but that's getting off on another tangent. So for Earth signs, they're going to you may feel like in your your motivations uh, that this that Cancer is going to make your world less definable. Earth signs are more definite. It's like what's in front of me, what can I see, touch, taste, smell, hear, feel, like sensually. And the water is going to kind of make your world a little murky. It's going to make your world a little murky. So just be aware of that and understand. Just navigate through and put your attention on what you really feel, because the water signs in astrology are the feeling signs. They are the psychic signs. They are the signs that feel the reverberations, the psychic reverberations of the universe. I'm not saying that no one else that has predominantly fire, predominantly air or earth is not psychic. I'm just speaking in terms of the elements and in terms of archetypes. So with the water signs, with the water signs are crying out for us to pay attention to our emotions, to pay attention to clear out the past, to reconnect, to make our motivations to connect or reconnect with family and friends in a genuine and profound way. And these are just some of the things that we want to put our attention on, so we can move forward when Mercury goes direct, and when Mars goes into the next sign of Leo, because then it's going to be our motivation is going to be all about making ourselves look good. So it's not that simplistic, but Leo is about self-love. And yeah, so just be careful of that. Uh, Navigate it. My solar sign in Western astrology is in Cancer, so I'm kind of digging it. I like taking it easy. I like taking it slow. I like not having a lot of stress on me. I like reflecting, but I also want there to be a purpose to it. And there definitely is a lot of older stuff has been coming into my awareness lately. So, I intend to take out the trash, so to speak, up here, and move forward and make the most of this reflective process. So, with that said, this is Mars in Cancer. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook. It's Gabe Goldiamond on Facebook, or you can hit me on Twitter, THGD33. And yeah, or you could become a member of the Gabe Gold Diamond Group. That's Gabe G.A.B.E Gold Diamond Group, and you get updates from me pretty much every day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And uh, yeah. So Mars and Cancer. So just put your attention on your feelings and making the most of them. Let feelings rise. Let feelings fall, and you'll be all right and gain some clarity, and then come out of it feeling great. All right, Excelsior.